Hello, friends. Come on in. Take your shoes off. Sit down. Let's prepare dinner together. What are we making tonight? Well, I'm making Amish chicken. But here's the switch. I'm making the low-carb version. I've only made the regular version, so I'm going to try to change it up and make a low-carb version. So I will also give you the instructions on how to make it non-low-carb. That way, if you want to make it that way, you can. Okay, so we're going to start off with chicken. Any chicken that you want, I suggest skin on. I'm using chicken thighs. You can use a whole fry or cut up. Breast, legs, blah, combination, whatever you want. So I'm going to do half here and then do the other half because these chicken thighs are pretty big. So what we're going to add in is some pepper. Okay. We're going to add in some salt. Also, preheat your oven to 350. Now, this chicken's going to bake anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. So if you eat dinner at a certain time, I'm giving you a heads up. This is how long it's going to take. We're going to do some salt. And we're going to do some onion powder. Garlic powder. Paprika. Put that a stir in there. I'm going to use a little bit of Aleppo pepper. This is optional. Aleppo pepper is like a milder version of red pepper flake. A little bit of heat in there. And we're going to add, instead of flour, I'm going to add 1 cup of the pork panko. Now, if you are not doing the low-carb version, use flour. You could use self-rising or all-purpose. It's not going to make any difference. We're going to seal this up. Hopefully. I'm going to give it a mix. Get all of that chicken thighs incorporated. This is why I think it would be better to use the skin-on chicken breast or chicken thighs or skin-on chicken that you choose, just so that those panko, the pork crumbs will stick, or your flour. Okay, so I've got these wonderful throwaway pans that Lishik sent me, so I'm going to use those. We're going to take the chicken out. We're going to put it, you can use the 9x13 baking dish. You want a baking dish because we're going to do some liquids here in a minute. I'm going to put this in the baking dish here. See how big those thighs are? They're huge. Turkey chicken. All right, we're going to get those in the pan. I'm going to get the other half of my chicken thighs and I'm going to do the same treatment to them. And I will be right back. You don't need to watch me do all that. It's the same process. Here's our chicken. All of it has the breading, the seasoning. I would say probably a tablespoon of each of the seasonings. Now, if you don't like my seasonings, use your seasonings that you like the most. Depending on how much chicken you have, I used about a tablespoon of each seasoning. Okay, the original recipe calls for 1.5 cups of heavy cream. Oh my, it was perfect. And then 1/2 cup of water, but I'm going to change it up and I'm going to do 1/2 cup of chicken broth instead. Why not? Let's see what happens. So all in all, it's 2 cups of liquid. You can use the water if you want. I'm going to change it up and do it my way. Now what Frank Sinatra said? I know, keep my day job. All right, we're just going to pour this around the chicken. Now, ideally, this makes like a gravy. So, serving suggestions. If you're not doing low carb or any type of restrictions, mashed potatoes, rice, egg noodles. You could probably even, if you're doing less chicken, plop in some little potatoes or carrots and do a meal in one. I'm having probably broccoli and green beans. I usually have 2 vegetables, so I think I'm going to go with broccoli. I may change my mind. I think I'm going to go with broccoli and green beans to go with this. I kind of want some butter beans or some pinto, or not pinto beans, some lima beans. I don't know. We'll see. So here it is. Ooh, greens would be good with this too. 350-degree oven. We're not going to cover it. 1.5 hours. Or until your chicken is cooked. So keep an eye on it. If you're doing less chicken, you won't need as much time as these big hosses in here. I'll see you in an hour and a half. Quick note, I decided to do green beans, and since the chicken's going to take an hour and a half, I decided to throw them in my slow cooker and let it do its magic. That way you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to do steamed broccoli closer to time to eat. And we're back an hour and a half later. Here is that amazing Amish chicken, low carb edition here. Let's take a piece up. Now, like I said before, if you're not doing low carb, this makes like a fabulous broth underneath. That would be perfect for rice, potatoes, noodles. I'm just going to add a little bit extra there on my chicken. I've got some steamed broccoli, and back here I have my green beans. Let's see how this turned out. There you have it. Amish chicken, low carb edition. Let's give it a try. That cream and that chicken broth just does a little bit of a magic. You got the crispy crunch from the pork panko crumbs. Thank you all so much for telling me about those. They have been amazing. All right, I'm gonna go eat. I hope you make this, and even if you're not doing a low carb, this is absolutely fabulous to add to your evening meal plan. Super simple. Throw it together, make your sides, go have a seat till the timer goes off. Have a good night, friends.